Howdy everyone. Thank you for coming and hanging out with Stan for a few minutes. I'm in my extended stay hotel suite, which is very nice. I can't afford to stay here, but I'm staying here. I sold my property. I sold my house. I don't know if you saw the video where I talked about that or not. I had a whim back in, I think, July the 18th. It was a Sunday, right around that date anyway. Late in the afternoon, after I'd done all of my work on the land and whatever I did that day, I was back in the RV and I decided to, just for grins and giggles, mostly write an ad for my property and house and barn and well house, and throw in the RV too, just to see what kind of reaction I'd get and put it on Zillow. So I did. I put a price on it that was right at 3 times more than I paid for it 11 years ago. Had no idea anybody would be interested in it. When I bought it in 2010, it was move-in ready. When I sold it in 2021, it was not move-in ready because of Hurricane Harvey. I never had the damage repaired, never had the house refurbished, so it needs a lot of work. It's nowhere near being move-in ready. Anyway, I put a price almost 3 times what I paid for it when it was move-in ready. And I just did it to see what kind of reaction I'd get. And within 2 hours of that ad going live on Zillow, it sold. It sold at full asking price. And the next day, somebody made me an offer sight unseen for $5,000 more than my asking price. Of course, I had to tell them it was sold already. So I have been very, very busy cleaning out the barn, the loft up over the barn, the well house, the property in general, the house. The house has been used as storage for the last 4 years, and it was packed with all kind of stuff. I didn't even know what all was in it. And of course, the camper where I've been living for the last 4 years, it was packed full of stuff. And it's just me out there, so I had a lot of work to do. I hired 5 people to help part of the time. I ended up firing them all because they were stealing from me. I don't know why that bothered me so much. I ended up giving away most of the stuff anyway. I gave away a stove and I gave away 2 stoves and a refrigerator and just all kind of good stuff. And most of my clothes I burned because thrift stores here won't take them. I guess because of the coronavirus, I'm not sure, but they won't take them. Used to, you could donate your good clothes to them and they would resell them, but they don't take clothes anymore. My plan, I didn't have a plan when I wrote that ad, but my plan after I started kind of getting a little bit organized and getting stuff moved out of there was to move overseas. And the only reason I developed that plan is because I can't afford anything around here. Land around here and property around here, houses around here is plumb out the roof. They have skyrocketed so high that I cannot afford to buy anything here. I looked at some. I spent hours and hours and hours on Zillow looking literally all over the country for something that I could buy. And I found quite a few that I could buy and pay cash for, but they all needed more work than this old body could physically do. And I didn't want to spend all my money on buying a place and paying to get it fixed up. So I have a house over in Europe that I bought in 2012, and it looks like that's where I'm going to be going. My ex, who is from Ukraine, has moved back home to Ukraine in June, and she inherited a house from her grandparents. She wants me to go help her with some projects on that house, and so I probably will go there for a month or two and help her with those projects, and then go to my place in Spain. I have my place in Spain rented out. It's been rented to the same person, same man, for 9 years, going on 10 years. I paid half down, 50% down when I bought the place, financed the other 50% for 10 years. So it just has 6 or 7 months left on it, and it will be paid off. And I've got way more than enough to pay it off right now. Since I sold my house, I've had the closing on my house already. I am out of the house, off of that property, living in an extended stay hotel. So I was joking with friends. I said, after the closing, when I sold the house and got the money and everything, I was going to be the richest homeless man in Texas. And I'm probably not. There's probably other men in Texas that have sold theirs also for a whole lot more than I got for mine, but I was very happy with the price I got for mine, especially in the condition it was in. And it is enough to pay cash for another house somewhere. I just haven't found that house, or I have found quite a few, just nothing that I liked, or in wrong parts of the country that I will not live in. So at this point it looks like I will be moving to Spain, but time will tell. I don't know. I'm waiting for the Lord to confirm everything for me. I've got Kitty Callie with me. I think I told y'all, I don't remember if I did or not, that my Odie boy, my little dachshund, weenie dog, he died on August the 5th. So he's gone now. He's gone to puppy dog heaven, and I sure miss that little man. He was one month short of being 13 years old, and I got him when he was eight months old. So he and I were buddies for a long time, but he got so sick. He had a bad pancreas for about a year. I had medication for it, but the last day of his life, that medication wasn't working, so he died. And he's buried out there on the property that I just sold, and I told the new owner that he's out there, and asked if they could leave his grave undisturbed, and they said yeah. But I've got Callie with me. She's right here on the couch beside me. Right there you go. She's taking a bath, I guess. She just finished eating. I'm not a real big cat person, but she and I have become very close since Odie died. She would occasionally sleep with me in the wintertime in the camper before Odie died. She sleeps with me every night now, and she will cuddle up right against my body, and it's not wintertime, but here she can't go outside. At the property out there, she was outside all day, and she would come in at nighttime and spend the night inside and then go back out early in the morning, and I wouldn't see her again until bedtime. But here, of course, we're in a town, and there's a busy highway right out front, so she stays inside all the time. I had to get her a litter box. It's on the floor over here on the other side of the couch, and she learned how to use it real fast. I have to clean it a couple of times a day, and she's laying over there staring at me, wondering who I'm talking to, I guess, or maybe she thinks I'm talking to her. But anyway, I still have my time with God, and He still gives me stuff, and I just have not been faithful in sharing the stuff, and I hope I'm not making any promises to y'all or to him that I can get better right now, because I've still got a lot to do. When my ex-wife left, I promised her I would mail her stuff to her. She took, I think, 7 large pieces of luggage with her on the airplane, and those cost $1,300 to put on the airplane with her. That was 7 pieces in addition to what she got to take, you know, with the airfare she purchased. $1,300 for that, and since she left, I have spent $4,544 on postage, shipping boxes to her of more of her stuff, and I've got 3 boxes right here near the couch. I've got 4 or 5 over there against that back wall. I've got 2 over there in the bedroom / kitchen area. And I'm not done yet. I rented a 20-foot shipping container to store stuff in because I had to get all of my stuff off of that property, out of the house, out of the camper, and I didn't have room for it all in here, so I rented a 20-foot shipping container, and I've just about got it emptied. I hope before I have rent come up on it again, I can have it emptied so I don't have to rent it for another month. It's just about empty. I have made trips almost every day to the post office with a bunch of boxes, and what I've got left now shouldn't cost a lot. She had books. She had I don't know how many dolls, a $17,000 doll collection that I shipped to her 4, 5, 6 at a time. I've got over in the corner that way is 3 small boxes of Barbie dolls, and the dolls that she had are not ordinary off-the-shelf dolls. They're all collector type dolls, and so I'm going to ship those to her, probably 3 boxes. She's got 3 boxes over there, but they're not shipping boxes like those Tupperware plastic storage containers with the lid on them. So I'll put those inside of a shipping box and ship those to her like they are. And they're not that heavy, not like her books and papers and what do you call them, Blu-ray discs and stuff like that. My stuff, I am just going to take 2 suitcases, and they're packed already, and then I've got 2 backpacks, and I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that. She wanted me, I had 2 big backpacks. She wanted me to bring both of them, one for her and one for me, so I may have to get a 3rd piece of luggage to put a backpack in, and those 2 backpacks and these 2 big pieces of luggage will be what I take on the airplane. It won't be $1,300 worth. There's mine over there, right over there. And I didn't have any luggage since the flood. I lost all the luggage and everything, so I had to buy 2 pieces. But I got the cheapest ones Walmart had, and those were $83 or $88 each. I forgot which. Anyway, none of that is the purpose of this video. I do want to talk to you. I want to share something that God has been giving me. And the reason I think I got drug dealers next door. They have young people coming and going all day long, and they don't look like they're going in there to talk about Jesus. And they're just making some kind of racket out there now. But anyway, this world, in case you haven't noticed, it is getting very, very, very messed up. This country is getting very messed up. I am hoping and praying I can get out of here before vaccinations become mandatory for flying, because I will not ever, never take a vaccination. I've never had a flu vaccination. I've never had the flu. God gave me, God gave everyone an immune system. He gave me a very strong immune system. I don't need a vaccination. I'm not afraid of the virus. If I get it, I'll get cured of it, just like I did of stage 4 cancer, just like I did of an accident that paralyzed me from the waist down and told me I'd never walk again. I walk every day, all over the place. I used a walker for many years, but I don't anymore. And if I get the virus, no big deal. I'll get over that too. I'm not afraid at all. Jesus Christ is my great physician. He is not only is he my Redeemer, but he is my great physician. He cured me of something the doctor said would kill me in 4 to 6 months. I never took one medical treatment for my cancer, not one. I refused. I prayed all night the day my diagnosis was confirmed, and the next day I started doing online research on natural God-made cancer cures, and that's what I used. I like anything God makes a whole lot better than I like anything any man, I don't care who the man or woman is, makes. My second wife is a very dear friend. She never remarried after she and I got divorced, and she and I have remained very close these years. And she is a doctor, and she refuses the vaccine. And she even went to the extent of building and opening her own clinic, so no medical organization can tell her no vax, no job. She sets the rules at her clinic, and she isn't forcing anyone that works there to take the vaccination. And I love her for that. But our wacky old president is trying to make everybody do it, and I don't like that. So I gotta get out of here ASAP, or I'm gonna get stuck here. But anyway, let me get started here. What I'm gonna talk about is faith, because if we have faith, God will take care of us. It is by faith through His grace that we're saved in the first place. And if you don't have that faith, you don't get saved. It is by faith that I am not still paralyzed from the waist down. It is by faith that I did not die in 4 to 6 months of cancer like 2 different oncologists said I would. It is by faith that we can survive whatever turmoil Satan sends our ways. And y'all, you need to grab you a Bible, and forgive me for what I'm going to read out of today, because this is not a King James, and King James is all I ever quote, but I have already shipped my Bibles over to Ukraine. I'm shipping some of my stuff, like my books, and actually I think that's all I've shipped of mine, but stuff that I couldn't carry on a suitcase on an airplane, because that's heavy, to my ex-wife's house, and she's going to hold them there until I finish helping her do the remodeling on her house, and then I'll fly to my home in Spain, and she will then ship my books to me there. So I didn't even think what I was doing when I did that, but I shipped all my King James Bible, all my study Bibles, all my study books. They're gone. They're somewhere between here and Ukraine right now. But I found this one in a file cabinet. The file cabinet got flooded, but this Bible was in a top drawer of that file cabinet, and it had some mold and mildew on the inside of the cover here, and I got that out. So this is a English Standard Version. It's not a bad Bible. I just am in love with the King James Version, and that's what I always quote from. A lot of preachers that I listen to quotes only from the English Standard Version. It's good. I have never found anything false in it, you know, like Some of them, like the NIV, I will not quote from an NIV anymore. English Standard Version just puts it in more American English type language instead of Old English like uh, Scotland and England had back in the 14 and 1500s, and that's what I got used to, and it just means a lot to me to read from the King James Version. But I'm going to be reading to you, I'm going to start in the book of Mark, and I got new glasses, and these things got to come off for me to read. They're made for reading. One lens is for the reading and one lens is for driving, but they don't work for me. And I just got them. The eye doctor, and my prescription changed drastically this time. I now wear contacts on both eyes all these years for 20, I guess for about 30 years, 97. I can't remember how long, since about 97, I've worn contacts, and I've only worn one on my right eye. And now I'm having to wear contacts on both eyes, and she gave me a sample set after I had the eye exam, and it was like I couldn't see. Usually when you get new glasses, it's like a whole new world because you can see better. This time it wasn't that way. I walked out of her office into the parking lot and I thought, whoa, I couldn't even tell the difference between a Ford and a Chevy or a Hyundai or a BMW. They all look the same, and the colors were pretty much the same too. And I walked back in and she said, that's a strong prescription you got now. I said, it's going to take your brain a few days to get used to it, and then you'll be able to see. And so I kind of staggered home, and I can see fine with my contacts now. The glasses took forever to get, and I just got them yesterday, and I think they're ugly. I didn't like these frames, but the frames I had before made my head look little, and I didn't like that. They were huge frames, and I didn't like them, so I got these for their size mostly, and for the way they sit on my ears and my nose. But I can't see through the lens. I did wear them all day today. I'm going to wear them more, till I get used to them, like I did the contacts. But the contacts work fine now, and I'm sure these will too. I like my eye doctor. She is an eye surgeon also, and I've used her probably about 20 or 21 years, and I like her a lot. So I trust her, and she was right about the contacts. I gave them a few days and I could see good again. And so I got to take my glasses off right now so I can read the Bible. My eyes aren't that bad yet. Okay, we're going to be talking about faith because, friends, in the world right now, if you don't have faith, you're in a pickle. And speaking about faith, speaking about the pickle that we're in, the pickle this country's in, I don't know if you pay attention to end time prophecy, but we are on the cusp of the rapture. The rapture is so near, I can almost smell the cologne on Jesus. He is coming back for his church, for his bride, very, very, very soon. And I wonder if that's why God is being so silent about where I am to go, what I am to do, what my next living arrangements are going to be, because before all of that can happen, he's going to rapture me out of here. I don't know. He talks to me every day, but about that matter, he's being silent. But on the other hand, there is door after door after door opening for me to go there, and everything is shut and bolted and locked tight here. So he may be telling me in that way that I need to go there. I don't know why he would want me to go there. I don't know one person in Spain other than the lady that runs the property management company that collects my rent and pays the mortgage payment for me and pays the insurance and takes care of any maintenance issues and such as that. And I don't really know her. I met her 9 years ago, and she's still there. I don't really know her, but I can have a conversation with her. But that's the only person I've met there, other than when I was traveling back and forth to Spain working when I was still employed. And speaking of employment or being employed, I no longer work as the guard at the oil refinery. I had to quit because, number one, I sold the house and I needed all my time getting that property vacated. And number two, my body physically could not take it anymore. They had a huge turnaround starting actually had already started before I left at the post I was assigned to, and instead of 40 to 45 to 60 employees coming in and out of my post, almost overnight I had 400, and it's up to like 800 now, and they're expecting over 1,000 once they get the scaffolding done and in full force at that area turnaround. And it's supposed to last for 2 years, and I could not handle it, and they didn't hire any extra help. You know, when you sit on your butt most of the day, and then all of a sudden you're standing and walking, doing inspections, searches on everybody that comes in and goes out, that's hard work. It's really hard work. People don't understand how hard it is. And bending over, you know, doing your searches and so forth, and trying to stay alert and vigilant to everything while you're doing it all, and running halfway across the property to unlock a gate for a big truck to come in, or for the contractor's big toolbox that they haul around in their back of their pickup and so forth. And when that happens, you have to, since there's only one security officer on duty at that post at a time, you have to lock down something. You can't have two secure spots open at the same time with only one security officer. So I'd have to lock one down, go open one, take care of it, go unlock the other one, and it's just back and forth all day, and it was wearing me down. And my pain pump is turned off now. I no longer use my pain pump. It is still implanted inside my abdomen, and I reckon it'll stay there forever, but it is turned off, and so I've got pain out the roof pretty much all the time, and that is a problem. But I'm dealing with that problem. I just couldn't deal with it out there at the refinery anymore. That was hard work. I've got some more real estate interest here in the country I want to take care of before I move overseas, and that's why I'm still here. Plus, Callie has to have a pet passport to travel. I never heard of a pet passport before, but I never tried to travel with a pet before either. She has all of her shots. That's not a problem. She has to have a pet passport, and I've applied for it, and they said it can take 3 to 12 months to get a pet passport. I don't have 3 to 12 months, and God knows I don't have 3 to 12 months. So I'm praying for some kind of intercession from God for that. But y'all, I have talked way longer than I intended for the whole video to be, and I haven't even got started on the topic of the video yet. At least one good thing, here in this extended stay hotel, I have free Wi-Fi, so the video, no matter how long it is, it will upload a lot faster than if I was doing it at home out there in the country. This video already, whatever it's at right now, and I can't see the camera as far away as it is, but whatever the video is, the length right now, it would have taken it 3 days to load out there at home. here. Hopefully it'll load in the next 2 or 3 hours. Probably faster than that because it's fast Wi-Fi. But I'm going to talk to you about faith, and you know about faith. But in these times we're in, friends, we really need to be flexing our faith muscles. We need to be cuddled up next to God all the time, just like Callie cuddles up as close as she can get to me at night in the bed. That's how we need to be cuddled up close to Jesus. We need Jesus right now more than we've ever needed him in our lives. I promise you that. Because this world is changing rapidly. Look at what our idiotic government announced yesterday. Look at what all of this is doing. It's not a country thing, it's a global thing now. It is the New World Order getting ready to take over the world. That's exactly what it is. And if you can't see that, friend, you're asleep. Just look at the prophecy in the Bible, study the prophecy. I've tried to share prophecy with you. I had a degree in prophecy several years ago, and it's, even since that degree, I have never stopped studying prophecy. And every time I pick up a Bible, I'll learn more about prophecy. Prophecy is just about all over. And the prophecy that has been fulfilled should prove to any sober individual that the Bible is real. There's no way in the world that all the stuff prophesied 2,000, 2,500 years ago has come true exactly to a T the way it said it would happen in the Bible. And it's all happening in the same order that the Bible said it would happen. What's happening today is part of prophecy. Everything is part of prophecy. So how anyone cannot believe, I have no idea. And the Bible proves itself. You read the Bible and it proves itself. The Bible is true. It was penned by God. God cannot lie. It's not that he won't lie, it's that he cannot lie, because he is God. He is perfect. He is sinless. He has no sin. He cannot have sin because he is holy. So it is real. Everything, what little bit of prophecy is left that hadn't happened, it's in the process of happening now, just about. And there's a little bit, all the prophecy that had to happen before the rapture of the